Hello, Nigerians, and it is a very beautiful day. Many thanks for joining us on U45 Morning Show. I'm Adeniki Owoye Ajiboye. Another one welcome to U45 Morning Show.
It's a beautiful day, and we are glad to have you with us. Welcome. I'm Shegun Denola DME.
Welcome to the Tuesday edition of U45 Morning Show. I'm Patience Willie.
Yes, on the program, it will be, how we do it will help drive your day so that you start on a good pedestal. And so today we will be looking at the dailies. What are the dailies saying? The front page newspapers, we'll be reading that to you. And also the business segment, sports, and we will be looking at the treatment of gunshot victims in Nigeria. Just recently, the Inspector General of Police, Igp'S, directed that this law must be added until they get a report from the police force. These and many more will be coming your way on this edition of U45 Morning Show. But before that, we'll take a short break, and when we return, it will be time to look at our papers. Join us again.
Welcome back, and many thanks if you're just joining us. We'll now take a look at what the papers are saying today, starting with the Nigerian Tribune for Kogi. And the writer says, IGP reads Riot Act to perpetrators of violence, visits Bayelsa. Another writer says, we are 90% prepared, INEC. Another writer also says, redeploy Imo REC PDP urges. Another major story on Nigerian Tribune says, Obi carpets Supreme Court, INEC over 2023 election presidency, APC kick. This can be found on page 15 of the Nigerian Tribune.
And in the Punch, military please vow tough actions
For ballot box snatches, others. Another writer says, security chiefs warn hoodlums. 67,000 policemen for Kogi Bayelsa governorship elections. IG orders tight security at collation centers. Federal government wants vows transparency. Saraki demands fairness. Still on the Punch, court rejects Akeredolu lawmaker suit against Ayedatiwa. Lagos slashes BRT fares by 25% after passengers outcry. 2 die in Canadian embassy fire, Tinubu mourns.
Now to News Direct newspaper. The front headline reads, Central Bank of Nigeria borrowing to banks increases by 466% to 268.3 billion naira. And the writer here reads, manufacturers' debt to banks hit 6.98 trillion naira in June. And this is according to the CBN. As the second writer reads, export raises alarm over banks' liquidity. Another headline screaming here on the front page of News Direct, Supreme Court judgment Obi accuses judges of breach of constitution. Describes INEC as incompetent. That story you will find on page 2 of News Direct. Blue Economy for Prosperity. That story is on page 8 of News Direct. Another headline reads, EFCC flouts court order, fails to prepare Emefiele in court. Another headline says, 2 feared are dead as diesel explosion rocks Canadian High Commission in Abuja. You find that story on page 3 of News Direct. Now staying with business, Naira falls to 1,020 Naira per dollar at parallel market. The story is on page 9 of News Direct. NLNG Train 7 project hits 52% completion. That story is on page 11 of News Direct.
And then on the Daily Trust, the major headline says, Israel kills 10,022 Palestinians in 4 weeks. The writer says, 1 child killed every 10 minutes. And another writer says, Gaza becoming graveyard for children, UN Secretary General. There's another writer with that story that says 8 countries cut ties with Israel over Gaza genocide. The story on page 6 says, terrorists kill many in Katsina, Borno. Another story says, Supreme Court verdict, revolution postponed, Obi. The writer says starts preparing for 2027 presidency. That can be found on page 12 of the Daily Tribune. No, sorry, the Daily Trust. Another story says Bayelsa governorships cracks widen in PDP, APC as heavyweights shun rallies.
All right, and in the Guardian newspaper today, it says less
than 30% of registered voters will decide Bayelsa, Imo, Kogi polls. That will be found on page 6. Says registered voters 5,409,438 in Imo. And in Bayelsa, in Imo, I beg your pardon, registered voters 5,409,438 voters. Now let's break it down. In Imo, 2,419,922 voters, and in Bayelsa, 1,056,862 voters, while in Kogi, 1,932,654 voters. Still, one of the writers says drawbacks of dollarization of the Nigerian economy. Obi hints at recontesting in 2027, canvasses rational 5-year single term for president. Another writer says Nigeria needs $7.6 billion to restore oil production to 2.1 meter per barrel by 2025. Terrorist attack Maulud procession in Katsina, kill 30, injure, kidnap others.
Around the Daily Times newspaper, the frontline headline reads, like Atiku, Obi shreds the Supreme Court's judgment, presidency mocks him, and the writer reads, Apex Court treated perjury, ID theft with levity, he claims. Democracy, the victim. A judgment made Nigerians lose faith in judiciary, hints at running again in 2027. Well, for details of that very story, you'll find it on page 4 of Daily Times. And now moving on, another shouting headline reads, Delta contractors face fresh hurdle in contract payment. That story is on page 5 of the Daily Times. Stop painting Tinubu Matawale black. Northern professionals caution governor. That story is also on page 2 of Daily Times. As EFCC fails to produce a Emefiele, judge gives 8 November as deadline. You find that story on page 4 of the Daily Times. Another headline reads, FCTA hand. This is according to INEC telling the court. For more details, please get the Daily Times so you can be abreast of what is happening.
The writer says insurgents behead 13 farmers, kill 9, kidnap others in separate attacks. 1 killed, soldiers missing as gunmen strike in Niger, burn vehicles. Anxiety
with business matters with Solomon.
Second half. Revolution! Definitely, they look here. They played it. Moses. Nigeria looking much more promising in the second half. Revolution!
Family ties, a thorn in the flesh.
We need to remove him, otherwise we are going to be in trouble. You must kill him today, not tomorrow. Today!
She's even awake. She's awake?
Will you stop that? And don't you dare repeat that again.
What is she doing?
I don't know.
My son is nowhere to be found and you asked me to relax. I can't.
So we're not going to eat?
You have to eat.
Food is smelling. I think it's really going to be delicious.
What are you doing here before I come back to this house?
High Chief Major General James. Good evening.
What is good about this evening? Huh?
What happened now?
Don't mind them. You're not going anywhere. You stay.
I needed a drink. You could have called me.
I'm not the father of a thief. And that is what your son is. A thief. Stole the document to my house and sold it. And I swear, he's going to rot in jail.
It's okay, baby.
It's not okay.
Hello? Hello?
Family ties.
You're telling me who gets a man,
I'm not doing it. Because they fight all of them. It is always good to live in peace with our neighbor.
How old are you?
I'm 25.
Yay! 25 years.
When people from different backgrounds live together, there is bound to be dispute of boundary, shared amenities. Your favorite TV comedy drama is now wearing a new look as Face to Face rebranded.
Hi, Ajani.
Yes, sir.
There is problem in the house. Your brother wife, the carry man.
They inherit that woman.
The man is...
I've been expecting to. Why you
I like food and I eat a lot and you don't really see my body.
Where's the eat a lot?
You don't see my body, that's a special thing.
What's the female for Philip?
Philip. It can't be Philippines. It can't be Filipina.
Philomena. Paul.
Paula.
Tunde.
Tunde no.
Welcome back. You're still on U45 Morning Show. Yes, like they say that money makes the world go round. This is about a time where we will be discussing business. And now let's join Solomon Osagie to tell us what's happening in the world of business. Solomon, how you doing? Good morning.
I'm doing great, Nike.
You look good.
You guys know what's happening or current with trends happening in Nigeria. You can tell that a lot of issues are going on, especially with business owners. Now, according to research that I made, I found out that a lot of SMEs are struggling. Who are SMEs in Nigeria? SMEs are small and medium scale enterprises. These are organizations or companies or businesses that have less than 300 staff. And many of them are crying this period due to the we have. For some of them, even if you want to get access to loans, the interest rate is ridiculously high. Stringent collateral, they will tell you to bring the only family house that is left. And then
that's going to cause family problems.
Exactly, family trips.
Who are you to?
Who are you? What business are you?
Document of the house.
The house that maybe grandfather left behind.
You know what I'm saying?
To limited access to loan. Number one, government should support these businesses. There are a lot of programs.
So there's this bank, I think it's a religious bank.
It is 0% interest.
Is it not the Islamic bank?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I check it out. SMEs are the highest employers of labor.
Absolutely.
Because you have more SMEs than multinational.
Yeah.
So they are the highest. So why not help them to help the country?
Well, I'm in total agreement. Over time, you find out that sometimes because government is filling in their responsibility, individuals now begin to come up with solutions to some of the challenges facing people around them. I think what government should actually do, just like you said, should be a 0% interest on the funds that will, or loans that will be given to SMEs in Nigeria. And another thing is, government should also make infrastructure also very viable. Let there be development in terms of infrastructure. You understand? Because this is all we are asking for. This is what the people are asking for. And of course, when you talk about power, you understand? Many of these people, okay, you don't look at all the small businesses like a barber, so to say. One thing that he needs, even if government is not going to give any funds or whatever, just ensure that there is power. With power, an average Nigerian is set and ready to go. So I think these are the areas that government really
absolutely
need.
And macro. Poor epileptic power supply is major. It's about 50% of the kind of support that government needs to give the SMEs. And then we talk about electricity, a good road network for those of them that want to transport or market their goods. I mean, technological access. Many of them don't have their businesses online. They don't have
you even know what if the government, if I were to be asked that, okay, just tell us 2 things that you would love for the government to do to
as
help
a business owner,
boost
your business,
boost the economy and our businesses. I would say power supply. Focus on power supply first, and then good road network. Because now, take for instance, the road is bad. So at the end of the month, it's still going to end up at one mechanic's workshop to spend unnecessary funds.
All your gains.
You understand? So how does he fend for his family?
How do you think financial literacy, because it's even basic bookkeeping and accounting principles. So do you think the government have a role to play in this also? In enlightening small businesses and their owners when it comes to their financial management?
Well, when you talk about financial management, the truth of the matter is many of these small businesses, you'll be amazed how much they can manage, as much as they love to spend. They have all this cooperative, there's a way they do a group saving and all of that, and they know that it is a must indeed that you have to contribute an amount of money. And so that is how they are able to sustain their businesses.
Like
Yes, of course, we cannot also rule out the fact that orientation plays a very vital role. Absolutely. It should also be the role of government to also, encourage these people, orientate them. Government can even do a kind of program that would encourage savings on the part of these people, and also, give tax incentives. You understand?
I was going to come there, because you see, for every business you venture into, there is a body, there is an organization overseeing that business. So why not partner as the government, right, the administration? Why not partner with such bodies and then do workshops, arrange workshops, seminars, and then teach these people, okay, this is what you do. Why not do this, and it results in this? Because we have professionals everywhere. We have professionals. So why not? Everybody needs help, right? Absolutely. We all need help.
And interestingly, what government is not doing, there are some international organizations that come down here to train these SMEs.
Absolutely.
I remember that the ILO, International Labour Organization, usually, they use their staff in Nigeria. They send them out to train some of these small business owners. They train them, and they also support them with funds, and they also follow up on them to know how their businesses are growing. But I think the major thing we need to look here is the political will of government. Is government really interested in alleviating poverty of its citizens? You also find out that government is not also 100% transparent in its loan giving to small business owners. I've seen a situation whereby people in the north are being, given a low percentage on loan. And sometimes some people don't even do what the presentation they make in these banks to borrow money. They don't do it. And at the end of the day, they take the money and nothing is on. What they do, they'll just come. I've heard a story of a person. He shared his personal experience with me and said that in the north, some of them will go and get loan. And after that, once they get, a huge amount of money, what they do is they now go to one farm that Boko Haram or say the insurgents have destroyed. They snap and order, and they go and present it to them in the bank that their farm, has been destroyed. And so what do? So based on sympathy and all that, their loan is being written off.
Okay, let me say this, Solomon. The people who give out these loans, the people in charge of these grants, they know the exact people. They know the right people that need this loan and grants, but they will not look in that direction. They don't look in that direction. Rather, they look in another direction. Maybe because of their personal gains, or because they know someone somewhere. So they look in another direction entirely, and they give out these loans and this grant to these people.
Yes, the question we should be asking ourselves is what happened to trader money? Trader money being given, some people in some areas say they got it, and some people in other areas don't get it. This is what we're saying. It has to be about planning, strategy. What is the strategy? Just like when the president came up and said the money based on removal of subsidy, the money gotten will be for how much does he say will be given to poor Nigerians and all that. The question we begin to ask is, how would you reach out to these poor Nigerians? How will you be able to determine that these are the poor Nigerians? So at the end of the day, it will happen that some group of people will get and others will not get. Is this how government should be?
Absolutely not. Still talking on trader money, I talked about trader money. Many traders complained that the loan was too small. I think it was about 10,000 naira. 10,000. But now the government has increased it to 50,000 naira. But the question is, how many people would have access to trader money?
That's one question. The other question is, if it's a loan, how will the government recoup its money back?
I think they have about 6 months to be able to pay back.
Will they be able to recoup all the money back?
Well,
they will be. That's why I say it's all about planning.
Yes.
Strategizing. If you strategize and put the right people, maybe basically
to the grassroots.
Because to the grassroots, exactly, because they know themselves.
True.
And this is why a lot of people are also calling for a state policing. Because the people in your environment, you know yourself. We know how you grow. We know your mother. We know your father. The same way if governments make funds available to those people, it will still be people in the community, leaders in the community, that we monitor them and recoup the money for government.
I agree with you, Nike. Now, guys, I want to ask,
if you meet your
family members, friends,
if you have good characters,
associates that love you, then a lot of people have also looked to the place of churches, mosques. They go to their leaders and tell them this is the idea. With them have risen up to the occasion of ensuring that they are also contributing their quota to their members. But let me tell you, it's not all of them. There are some churches that if you don't even have, they don't see you. So that's why every individual, we need to be more sensible. You need to go to where you know that there is the new care for you, and not just because you just want to go somewhere to worship. No, there must be. Life is about give and take.
Yeah.
So wherever you are, if you are giving, you should also, if they are giving, you should also be taking something
absolutely
away.
It has to be a symbiotic relationship.
Exactly. You need to discern, be it a church, be it a mosque, be it just move on. Move on. It does not matter who belongs to that church or that mosque. Move on. And then please, I will urge you guys, do not go and borrow money from.
How many people have hung themselves?
Please.
Now, there was a video I saw this week of a lady that was crying that the loan app people did our obituary.
Yeah.
They did our obituary and put it up in public just because she was owing
of every nation.
Without a shadow of doubt or without mincing word, I will say that what drives the economy is SMEs. Even looking at the population that right now, every learn a skill.
Absolutely.
And that's why I'm a lover of polytechnics, because it will teach you how to begin to grow and develop independently.
Yeah, you're right. They are more practical.
So for me, SMEs drive economy growth, and government needs to support them loan-wise, ensure that they come up with programs that will aid their growth and development, and for us to see the overall reflection on the nation's economy.
I must commend your intellectual capacity.